Today, we're going to be making the perfect grilled cheese sandwich. There's a lot of things you need to make this perfect grilled cheese sandwich, so I'm going to go over that at the beginning so you have everything. My name is Haley Doherty, and I'm excited to show you how I make grilled cheeses. So you need butter. I can't believe it's not butter. You need bread, cheese, you need a plate, a butter knife, spatula, a pan, and the secret ingredient, raspberry jelly. So, once you've gathered your cooking materials, you want to make sure you have your pan, your plate, your spatula, and your knife ready to go. You're going to take your pan, and we're going to put it on our oven. Once you put it on our oven, we're going to start the burner. I like to start my burner at a low 4 while I get the rest of my ingredients ready to go. All right, so now while our oven is starting to heat up, we're going to start buttering the bread. I like to spread my butter really smoothly around all over because this is the best part. This is what makes your bread crunchy when we start to cook it. So one trick that I have that I like to use when I'm making my grilled cheese is, now that I've done this, I put these buttered pieces together and then I get a chance to lay out my cheese while the butter is still touching. Alright, so now our oven has been warming up for a little bit. It's still on our low 4. I put my hand over it to make sure that I can feel the heat starting to come up from the pan so I know it's hot. So now we have all of our ingredients together, ready to go. For cheese, I prefer to cut up medium cheddar cheese. You can also use the pre-processed slices, which go really well with grilled cheese, but I prefer cheddar. So now that I've cut these up and I've placed these nicely on my plate, I'm going to get ready and I'm going to move them into my pan. Ready? Perfect. All right, so now we have our bread with the butter on the bottom in our tray. It is starting to cook, so the cheese will start melting, and because we did it this way, we can now adjust our cheese once it's on the pan. And then you're going to place butter side up, your next piece of bread right on top there. And so now we have turned our oven up to 6. So once we put our bread down, we turn our oven up to 6 so it starts to get warmer. Now we can let it sit and start to sizzle. All right, so now while our bread is cooking, we can take this opportunity to clean up the mess that we got started. So we're going to put some of our ingredients away. We can put the cheese away. The only thing we need left now is our jelly and our spatula. So, checking your sandwich. How this is done is you take your spatula and you lift up the slight corner. We look under to see what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not quite crispy brown yet. So I'm going to give it another couple of minutes to keep getting that nice toasty brown on the outside. By now, our grilled cheese has been cooking for about 2.5 minutes. We're going to check again with the same way. We're going to stick our spatula under here, peek under. Ooh, and I like that crispy brown. So I'm going to take my spatula and flip over my grilled cheese. The great sound is that sound of the butter sizzling on the pan. And then you can see on here, we have our nice crispy brown, crisp edges, but not too burnt. The perfect grilled cheese. All right, so now we're gonna peek again at our other side. We're lifting it up, and I can see that it's nice and brown on the other side. I can see that my cheese is nice and melted. So I get right under there, flip it over, and I take 1 second to look at it to make sure that it is exactly how I want it. And then we pick it up again and we put it right onto our plate. All right, now we have our grilled cheese on our plate, and it's time for that special ingredient. So today, I'm gonna be using Wallsbury Farms red raspberry jelly. I love to use red raspberry jelly with all of my grilled cheeses, but that can change depending on each person's preference. So, you can see right in here that I cover all of it in jelly, nice and thick layer, and then I cut the sandwich in half, and we have our perfect grilled cheese. And now I have my amazing, glorious, perfect grilled cheese with a little bit of jelly to spice it up. It's perfect.